Good morning. Come on in, please. Find yourself a place. Leave a flower on the in the baskets here if you brought one, and if you didn't bring one, don't worry. People always bring an abundance of flowers so that there's always more than enough to give away, and there's a lesson in there about community for sure. So welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto. My name is Amy Zucker Morgenstern. My pronouns are she or they. We gather here, our different paths entwined to deepen our spiritual lives, nourishing connection, learning from each other, caring for each other, tending to our world. Now, as people come in, and you see, especially if you see a group coming in, if you've got space next to you, would you raise your hand? And if you don't have space next to you, but you see that there's space in your row, if everybody scooches, do a little scooching over so we've got rooms for groups. I know it's a social rule that you must leave a space in between if there is one, but we're all friends. We can moosh a little bit. Once in a while, we remind ourselves, and I want to do that today, that we gather on unceded, stolen land of the Commiunion and Ramaytush people. We acknowledge these communities in the interest of truth and justice, in the interest of awareness and gratitude. People who have tended this land for so many generations and continue to do so. In order to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism, we pledge to join the Commiunion and Ramaytush people whenever they ask us for solidarity. If you're here in person and you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or this congregation, do stop by the welcome table out front with the blue tablecloth, chat with a helpful volunteer from the membership committee there, and you can leave your contact information if you want to receive notifications of upcoming events. If this is the week you want to join the congregation, such as some people did in the last few months who will be formally welcomed today, you can also do that by picking up the simple form at that table. If you're online, you can go to the website and just click on visitors, and that will take you to all that same information and ability to get more information in the weeks to come. Few announcements. Families with children, please check out all the fun events we have planned for this summer. You can grab a printed copy from the ushers or the Children and Youth Religious Education Bulletin Board. Also, for everybody, today, right here, after the service, we have a very important congregational meeting. The members will vote on whether to call Reverend Kat as our Assistant Minister of Religious Education. Yay! She has been here on a contract basis thus far, and a call means a new level of mutual commitment. One more thing, if you are interested in how we support the services with audio and video and stream them on Zoom and Facebook and post them on YouTube, you can come sit in at the Worship Tech AV Committee. After that meeting closes, they will know because they will be right over there. Yay! And you can learn a little bit more and see if there's any place that you would like to volunteer, which you can do remotely or in person. Also, there's a way to attend that meeting via Zoom, and that information, I believe, is linked from the order of service. And now, let us begin our service. If you have a chalice there with you, please light it along with us. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself.
Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring.
Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share.
And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that do not put around fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to the possibility of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts.
Welcome home. Welcome to worship.
With our centering words each week, we draw upon the many sources of our living tradition. Today's words come from the Unitarian Universalist Thomas Rhodes.
And this is a great moment to add your flowers to the bouquet on the table if you sneaked in and haven't done that yet. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes.
Some of us grow in bunches, some of us grow alone.
Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves out wide.
Some of us are old and dry and tougher than we appear.
Some of us are still in bud.
Some of us grow low to the ground.
And some of us stretch toward the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes.
Some of us carry seeds sometimes.
Some of us are prickly sometimes.
Some of us smell.
And all of us are beautiful.
What a bouquet of people we are.
As we follow the sound of the bell into silence, we allow ourselves to arrive here fully.
Happy Flower Communion. So I want to tell you the story of Flower Communion, why we are doing what we are doing today. And this story is adapted from the Reverends Teresa and David Schwartz. So this is the story of one man. This is the story of Norbert Čapek. Now, his mother was a devout Catholic, and his father didn't believe in any gods or God. Still, he became an acolyte at the age of 10 in 1890 at St. Martin's Catholic Church. And in the years following, Norbert became disillusioned with the Catholic Church. His priest was a cynic. And so when he turned 18, he went and apprenticed under a successful tailor in Vienna, Austria. And there he discovered the Baptists. And then he became a minister. So Norbert was a very, very busy minister. He founded almost a dozen churches from Ukraine to Budapest. I don't know when he slept. But in this process, his faith started becoming more and more open, more and more liberal, more and more curious. So he left Bohemia under government threat, and it was there. And after that, he accepted a call to serve a Baptist church all the way in New York City. And he did that until one day in about 1919, he wrote in his diary, and we have his words. He said, "I cannot be a Baptist anymore, not even in compromise. The fire of new desire, new worlds is burning inside of me." And so Norbert and his wife, Maja, they joined a Unitarian church in New Jersey in 1921 for a lot of the same reasons many of y'all did. Their children liked the religious education program. That's the power of Sunday school. And kids, that's your power too. So World War I ended, and his home country was now independent. So he and Maja returned to Czechoslovakia. His Unitarian church there was the Prague Liberal Religious Fellowship. And in just 20 years, this guy was so busy, he had 3,200 members. And he knew that the traditional Christian idea of communion, that means eating bread and drinking wine together, wouldn't meet the needs of this congregation because, like our congregation, this church believed in many, many different things. So Norbert, he turned and looked out his window and said, "My, it's a lovely day out today. Look at all these flowers." So with that spark, he developed the flower communion. So he asked each of his congregants to bring a flower to church from their gardens, from their homes, from around their neighborhoods, from even the roadsides. And he invited each person to place their flower into the vase. Following the service, each person could pick a flower from the vase, one that was different than the one that they put in. So this guy was truly a visionary. He was thinking and he was creating a bold church that was ahead of its time. And it was a church that was willing to be brave, willing to take risk, and willing to build a new way in the world. First by building up a church, and then by building up the world. And that church is our church. That was Čapek's church. Now, for this radical idea, the Gestapo arrested him in 1942. And the Nazis accused him of listening to foreign broadcasts, and they sent him to a concentration camp. Now, this guy could not stop ministering, even in this awful place of suffering and despair. He still wanted to bring hope and still wanted to bring beauty into the world. And so he held a flower communion with his fellow prisoners. And they pulled flowers from among the weeds in the camp. And they testified to each other to a beauty larger than themselves, and a love that would outlive them all. Sadly, the Nazis killed Norbert, but his spirit, his courage, his commitment lives on today in all of us. And it's up to us to keep making those qualities manifest and present. His wife brought the flower communion to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1940. And so what we're about to do later on in this service is not a historical reenactment of the original flower communion, but it's an affirmation, it's a continuation of our commitment to bringing love, making beauty, and making a better world. This flower communion, it's not a diversion from all the ugliness that's going around us, that went around Norbert at the time and continues today, but it's a gentle fierceness that proclaims that even in the midst of the worst times, there is always beauty, whether it's in the flowers laid out on the table before us or in the face of our beloved friends. We're not here to recall something that happened, but to remember something that's happening. To remember, to put it all back together, and that in this remembrance, we may put ourselves back together again as a part of this community. So please join us now in singing Spring Has Now Unwrapped the Flowers. It's number 63 in the gray hymnal, and the words are on screen and in the online order of service. So today we are going to read a story called One Day in the Eucalyptus Tree by Daniel Burstum. I need some help, though, in telling this story. Yes, thank you. Wow, if you notice, there's a big snake in this story. What sound does a snake make? Does anyone know? Hiss. Excellent, oh my gosh, I'm in a reptile room. So when you hear in the story, one day in the eucalyptus tree, and you have a shaker, you can shake your shaker, your maraca, your instrument, and if you don't have a shaker, please hiss as loud as you can. So let's practice. Oh, excellent shaking. All right, so stop shaking. Okay, when I say one day in the eucalyptus tree, here we go. One day in the eucalyptus tree. Excellent. All right, so whenever you hear that in the story, please get out your snake mode. 1 second. All right, my snakes. One day in the leaves of the eucalyptus tree hung a scare in the air where no eye could see. When along skipped a boy with a whirly-twirly toy in the shade of the eucalyptus tree. Down slid the snake from the leaves of the tree and gobbled up the boy with his whirly-twirly toy one day in the eucalyptus tree. I'll bet, said the boy in the belly dark and deep, that you're still very hungry and that there's more than you can eat. Do you think, said the snake to the boy with the toy, that there's room for something yummy with you inside my tummy? I bet, said the boy in the belly dark and deep, that you're still very hungry and that there's more that you can eat. Purr, purr, came a stir from the leaves in the tree. A cat in a nap on his furry back. Under over slid the snake from his place in the leaves and gobbled up the cat in his dozy cozy nap. One day in the eucalyptus tree. Oh, surely, very surely, Mr. Snake, said the boy, there is room, still more room, so much for you to enjoy. Crinkle, crinkle, came the rustle of the leaves in the tree. Oh, a sloth covered in moss, sipping leafy tea. Wiggle, waggle, stretched the snake from his place in the leaves and gobbled up the sloth, close in fuzzy, wuzzy moss. One day in the eucalyptus trees. I'll bet, said the boy in the belly dark and deep, that you're still very, very hungry and that there's much more you can eat. Slurp, burp, came a belch from the leaves of the tree. Oh, an ape eating grapes, lounging like a queen. Twist, twist, bent the snake from his place in the leaves and gobbled up the ape and her munchy bunch of grapes. One day in the eucalyptus tree. Oh, surely, very surely, Mr. Snake, said the boy, there is room, still more room, so much more to enjoy. Munch, munch, munch came the crunch from the leaves of the tree. Oh, a rare kind of bear munching tasty, tasty greens. Up went the snake from his place in the leaves and gobbled up the bear with the wally hair. One day in the eucalyptus tree. Do you think, asked the snake to the boy with the toy, I should take one more bite when my tummy feels so tight? Oh, surely, surely, Mr. Snake, said the boy. There's room, so much room. Go ahead, please enjoy. Buzz, buzz, hummed a noise from the leaves in the tree. Ooh, a hive full of bees dancing happily. Creakily, equally inched the snake from his place in the leaves and gobbled up the hive and the bumbling bees inside. One day in the eucalyptus tree. No, said the snake. Something small? Asked the boy. Sniff, sniff hits the snake from his place in the tree. Oh, a fruit, a small fruit, swaying in the breeze. And on that one piece of fruit, that plummy, chummy fruit was a teeny tiny fly. Gulp! Gurgle, burgle, bah, came the blurp, and from that belly, deep and full, stretch, 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 burp, blah. Out whizzed the fly, out rolled the flute, out buzzed the hive, out ran the bear, out swung the ape, out slunk the sloth, out dashed the cat, out flew the bird, out slimed the worm, and out skipped the boy with his twirly-whirly toy, and... Oh, moaned the snake, I've got a crummy tummy ache. One day in the eucalyptus tree. Thank you, all my assistant snakes, for telling this story. Please rise and join us in singing The Heart of Us All. The words are on screen and in the printed and online order of service.
This is a new one for us. It's a new song. Sherry Woodbury just wrote it. She's a UU minister who composes music and did this as an auction offering in her congregation. So Veronica will play it, we'll listen, and I have the music, and we'll get to know it by the end of the second verse, I'm sure. All of us. The all of us grows when more people come and say, this is my place. This is the community I've been looking for. Tim, would you put up the new member welcome so people can see a little bit about what the thought process is before people joined? You've got the litany there? I know it's in the recordings for use in service. Litany for June 2025. Okay, well, see if you can find it by the time the congregation needs to join in. But before that time, we have folks to come up for this solemn and happy occasion when some among us choose to make the commitment to become members. Every so often, 3 times a year, we welcome them formally, although they've been very involved all along. So everyone, please join me and Congregational President Maja Suzuki and Membership and Growth Committee member Autrey Dutta in welcoming our newest members. And new members, would you come up? I know some people are out of town, but I'm going to read everybody's name. Shannon Jones, Steve Luddington, Bing Wei, Amy Christosic, Stephen Kampmeyer, Arhan Dutta. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you did.
Dutta. Barbara Page, Ellen Flamen, Bruce England, Laura McClure Houghton, Jin Lee, and Misha Big Mike Majewski. This will be up on the screen if you need it, but okay. There it is, if you prefer. No? Awesome. I don't have the book. God, I'm really forgetting things this morning. We're going to sign the book after the service. I'll bring it here for everybody to do that. Joe English. Joe, come on up. Yes, if there's anybody else who somehow I missed, it's always this lovely rolling process. You know, people who have joined since the last service, people who were not at the last service where we welcome people, and so we wanted to make sure to include them. So if I missed you because you're somewhere in that unrolling, please come on up, like Joe. Mike, you okay? Okay. Vertigo. You can do this seated, please, please, please. Okay, Audrey, here, have the mic.
Thank you. Let us honor. Let us honor their decision to join our congregation, where we gather, our different paths entwined, to deepen our spiritual lives by asking how they will carry out this joyful commitment.
Look at that. How will you join us in nourishing connection?
We will participate gladly in the life of the congregation, listen well, courageous to share our own journeys, striving generous, kind, and patient. How will you join in our learning from each other? We will come with questioning minds and open hearts, continue to explore along spiritual paths that brought us here, and welcome challenges and changes that we experience at UUCPA. How will you join in our caring for each other? We will respond when asked to offer our words and actions. We will strive for enough courage to share our sorrows, needs, as well as our joys. How will you join in tending to our world? When we are inspired here, we will allow that inspiration to influence our decisions, citizens, neighbors, family members, workers, and members of the interconnected web of existence.
Congregation, will you be their partners in all these solemn promises, remembering your own commitment to the mission we share?
Will you extend a warm welcome to each of our new members, beginning now, remembering when you too were a newcomer here?
We will.
So we don't have the book, but the book that they will be signing after the service, if you could stick around for the meeting, I'll have it here. It's a membership book that contains the names of many of the people you see around you.
We will be honored to add yours to our congregation history as you sign the book and receive a token of our welcome.
So let us sing. I'll call out everybody's name who's up here. Audrey will give them a little token of membership in our congregation. So please sing together, From You I Receive. Shannon Jones. Thank you. Laura Houghton. Joe English. Amy Christosic. Misha Majewski. Together we share, and from this we live. The gift that Audrey gave them on behalf of the congregation is from your congregation, a gift certificate to the UUCPA bookstore, $15 toward a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, with gratitude that we are on the search together. Yes, ma'am. Shinies are okay.
We of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto have adopted a covenant to inspire and guide our interactions with one another. Let us speak this intention together. Will the members of the congregation, including our new members, please rise in body or spirit? And all who are not yet members but wish to join us are warmly welcomed as well. We come together to create a community committed to a free, open, and loving search for spiritual meaning. Our community calls on each of us to extend compassion and kindness, to act from courage rather than fear, to treat one another with respect, and to honor each other's contributions. We commit to listen to one another, to acknowledge and address disagreements, and to express our concerns directly with those involved. We embrace diversity, for it is our differences that enrich us. We embrace democracy, for it allows our voices to be heard. We embrace forgiveness, for it opens us to hope. And we embrace this life, for it is what we have together. We accept responsibility for making our community everything we want it to be.
Oh, that's a repeat. It's always bears repeating, but you're all set, and you in the congregation may be seated. Well, I just want to thank our new members for the ways you have already enriched the life of this congregation. We are overjoyed to be on this journey with you. Let us all say, welcome. Thank you. Well, flower communion, I love it so much. It seems like no matter how long I've lived here and no matter how many gardens I see and flower communions I see, I'm always encountering some flowers I never saw before. At least I don't remember them. Something I wanted to point out today is that flowers come in a lot of different shapes. Okay, that might sound obvious, but why do they come in so many different shapes? Well, the shape of a flower is very, very important to its pollination. And its pollination is absolutely crucial because without that, no new plants. Flowers are how the plant makes new baby plants. And every flowering plant has, well, we as biologists, botanists, people who study plants, call them male and female parts of the flower. The anther, the male part, makes pollen, and the pollen, one way or another, has to get to the, oh, I always forget what it's called. What? No botanist is going to call out and tell me? Stigma. I was thinking sigma, and I thought, that's a little weird. Stigma is also a little weird, but that's the word for the female part of the flower. Now, some flowers have male and female parts right there in the same flower, oftentimes. Sometimes they're in, so the male is in some flowers on one plant, on the plant, and other flowers on the same plant have the stigma, the female part that needs to receive the pollen if it's going to make fruit and seeds and have a new generation of that plant. And sometimes they're on completely different plants of the same species. And the pollinators have to travel from one plant all the way to another. It could be, halfway across town sometimes. So who are the pollinators? Well, you probably know what some of the things are that pollinate flowers, right? Megan just went like this. Bees. So I knew it was something with wings. Bees. We're doing sound effects. And others? Hummingbirds, big ones around here, right? Butterflies, all sorts of insects, especially flying insects. Moths, flies. Sometimes other animals, bigger animals besides birds. Sometimes even people. If people are trying to create a particular species, particularly, or they just know that this one needs a little help in pollination, people will hand pollinate. They'll take a little brush and move the pollen to the stigma. So these shapes of the flowers are about what pollinates it. So you've got some that are pretty wide open, at least once they've totally bloomed, like roses, and you see the center of the rose where all that good stuff is. Kind of anything can land on that. Bees, ants even can crawl over, and so on. And then you've got other kinds that take a little persistence to get inside the flower. They're kind of trumpet-shaped or bell-shaped, or like this. Something's got to be able to crawl on in there. Maybe a bee, or something with a very long proboscis or beak, like a butterfly. If you ever catch a butterfly or moth in the act, it's really cool. They've got this long sort of tongue called a proboscis that unrolls. I can't do it. I have a very short tongue, being a human. But they have a long tongue, and so they can land on the outside of the flower and put their tongue all the way down to the bottom. Now, they're just looking for nectar. They're not out to pollinate the flower, but they do it at the same time, which is exactly what the flower needs. So they get their nectar, they go on, and they move that pollen elsewhere on the plant. And sometimes they're so long, the flowers are so long that they need something like a hummingbird, right? I've got these trumpet flowers these trumpet vines in my yard. Oh, and the hummingbirds love them. And they can get that long beak. They can hover there and get that long beak right to the bottom. And while they're eating up that yummy nectar, they're pollinating the plant. And so we get more trumpet vines, which is a better world with more trumpet vines, if you ask me. So this is called coevolution. The fact that plants gradually, over millions of years, took a particular shape for the kinds of pollinators that were available to them, and vice versa. The kinds of pollinators that worked for those plants thrive in that area and make more and more and more of them, so that each species is evolving to adjust to the other, which is why it's great to plant native plants like we do here in this garden, because these are plants that evolved here over millions of years with the insects and hummingbirds and other pollinators that evolved here. They influenced each other, and so they're just made for each other. Coevolution. I think we do that too, you know? We shape one another. Now, I said flowers have one purpose. That's all these different shapes and colors and smells. Colors, whether they've got lots and lots of little flowers together or they're one super spectacular flower on the end of each stem. Many, many different shapes. All of that is for one purpose. It is to make new plants of that species. That's what flowers are for. However they look, they're all there for the same reason. And so when I look at all these different shapes, I'm thinking about us. Those of us who brought these flowers, those of us who will each take a flower away in a little while. We also, of course, look at us, come in all these different shapes and sizes and colors, and it's not smells, I suppose, and I don't just mean on the outside. I mean the way we are inside, the kinds of thoughts we think, and the gifts we have, thinking of my recent sermon, or the things that we're interested in and the ways that we talk and all the things that we love to do and want to learn. Those are all different. But we all have the same purpose. Our purpose in this life is to love and be loved. Love each other, absolutely. But also love all the other species. Love this world. Love life itself. And to receive the love. And just like Reverend Kat was saying about Norbert Čapek, who created this flower communion, when I say love, I don't just mean the feeling, as wonderful as that is, to look at the face of somebody you love or to walk out in a place that you love. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And when somebody looks at you that way and you know that they love you too. But love is also about the actions that we take. Čapek took action to bring more love into the world, even when he was in a concentration camp and it was so hard to find love or hope or beauty. That was what his love was like. That's our purpose. Whatever shapes we have. That's what we're here for. To love and to be loved. I hope you feel some of that love flowing out of you and flowing in when in a little while we give and receive these flowers.
Our presence together makes our lives and our world more beautiful, and that is living into the mission of this congregation. So whatever we do here in this space, wherever we are today, we have chosen to be together hoping that together we can do so much more to make our lives into all that we dream of and to make our world one that we hope to see. If we are moved by the gratitude to each other, we may choose to support with whatever financial resources we can. In this community that we are creating and that is creating us. You can use cash or check or the QR code or the text information in the order of service. The offering will now be graciously given and received.
Thank you. And now the time has come for our flower communion. We begin by blessing the flowers, just giving thanks. I encourage you to just look at them, hold them in your hearts, and remember each of them came from someone else here or from your own hands. And give thanks to those hands, those people for all the beauty they carry. Thank you to the flowers for their beauty. Blessings on them that they might carry beauty, hope, that feeling of love to wherever they go next. We are looking for people to help us give and receive these flowers. Are there any young people who would like to carry the baskets around? We have grown-up ushers to show you the knack of where to give the baskets so that everybody gets a chance. Stasha, are you interested? Anna Sophia, are you interested in carrying a basket to people? If not, Kat and I'll do it. Well, we might have to have the grown-up ushers help us. All right, grown-up ushers. Will you show the young'uns what we do? Veronica will play for us, and as the basket comes by you, I think there will probably be a flower that says, "Take me home." So listen to that voice and take the flower that is your gift in the flower communion. Thank you. Thank you, flower distributors. I just want to make sure no one got missed, so raise your hand if you didn't get a flower. Everyone got a flower? All right. You know, this song we're singing is about the beauty of the earth, and it's also like the eucalyptus tree, about, thank you, the way we need each other, the way we help each other out. Like that little boy got all the critters around and in the eucalyptus tree to help him and keep the snake from doing something he might regret. So, will you please rise in body or spirit, and we'll sing Swimming to the Other Side. The words are on screen and in the online and printed order of service.
Spirits will live
Is this on? Yes, it is. So this is the part of the service where we normally sing a benediction for everybody, but we have a special treat for you today. So I'll tell you a short story. The day of our Maypole celebration, I was standing out on the patio and I felt a tap, tap, tap on my back. So I turned around and there was no one there. And then I looked down and there was someone there, and it was Stasha Scott Rosen. And it seems that over time, Stasha has grown so fond of this benediction that she came up with choreography for it. So she was excited to show me, and I immediately loved it. And so she and Mom, Marisha, are going to do that choreography for us while we sing the benediction.
There is not in this wide world a valley so sweet as the vale in whose bosom the bright waters meet, or the last rays of feeling and life would depart, ere the bloom of that valley shall fade from my heart. Ere the bloom of that valley shall fade from my heart.
Yet it was not that nature had shed o'er the sea her purest of crystal and brightest of green. 'Twas not her soft magic of streamlet and hill. Oh no, it was something more exquisite still. Oh no, it was something more exquisite still.
'Twas that friends, the beloved of my bosom, were near, who made every scene of enchantment more dear, and who felt how the best charms of nature improve when we see them reflected in the eyes that they move. When we see them reflected in the eyes that they move. Sweet vale of Avoca, how calm could I rest in thy bosom of shade with the friends I love best, where the storms that we feel in this cold world should cease, and our hearts like thy waters be mingled in peace, and our hearts like thy waters be mingled in peace.
not sure you got flowers. Did you get flowers?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
we do.
I want my flower.
Always plenty.
Thank you.
Everyone, please remember to gather back here in just a few minutes for our very special congregational meeting. Or is it noon we officially begin? Right away. Right away. So you have time to go around outside and get your ballots if you are voting. Everybody's welcome to stay, whether you are a voting member or not, but you absolutely need to check in and get your ballot so you can have your voice be heard. Now, whether you're online or here in the main hall, let's stay after the benediction and the annual meeting for our conversation time. By the way, you can participate in both of those online as well. If you are online, please unmute yourself now. Turn on your video if you're comfortable with that. Touch hands virtually like this. And we will say our benediction together here in the main hall. Offer an elbow or a hand or a shoulder as ever you're comfortable. So many ways to show that we are united in spirit. Go out into the world in peace.